You have arrived at your destination.
Oh, Trey, coming in hot with your Happy Holidays non-dairy creamed Speedway coffee. Trying to cut that dairy out of your diet, I see.
I just think it tastes better.
Yeah, I feel that. I'll tell you what, the other day, so do you know, so I usually get the French vanilla Coffee Mate. So at work, there's always free coffee and free stuff. And I get French vanilla Coffee Mate, and I have for years. And I'm like, you know what? I don't even like coffee creamer anymore. This is bogus. And then the other day, I tried the original Coffee Mate. Dude, it blows the French vanilla out of the water. I'm like, why did you even make another one?
Yeah, I don't.
Why bother to make a second one?
I don't know. I've never been into the flavored creamers.
Yeah,
it's too sweet.
Original Coffee Mate just knocked it right out of the park. First try.
Hazelnut was my jam.
Yeah.
And then did you try the Italian sweet cream?
No, man, I'm not getting that far into it, bro.
It's fancy, man.
Italian sweet
It's
cream.
Fancy.
I'm too white trash for that, man.
But I mean, when it's seasonal pumpkin spice, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, that's true.
Pumpkin spice everything.
You're a big pumpkin spice fan?
I love candles.
Yeah.
I do. Like my house, if you walk in, it smells like the candle section of Walmart.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, oh, God.
Well, what about the flavor? Are you a pumpkin spice flavor fanatic, too, when it comes out?
Just the smell.
Just the smell.
Yeah.
Well, I got banana bread brewing right over here.
That's
on that
sick. I was smelling something good.
Scent warmer. You know, we gotta set the ambiance here at the Smithsonian. So... Are you a pumpkin spice fan? What
I
about
like
you,
pumpkin
Robbie?
spice. I do like pumpkin spice.
I'll tell you.
It hurts me to admit that, but
We're basic bitches.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
for me, it's when fall comes around, I'm all about when they put apple out. And I feel like apple's the unsung hero of fall because I'm like, I'm going to have apple cider. I'm going to have apple pie. I'm going to have apple flavored this.
have you ever had
It's my
apple
jam.
cider donuts?
Oh, my God.
Game
No,
changer.
but I have apple fritter. It's my favorite donut.
Fritters are
So
awesome.
that would be a game changer.
It's a game changer.
Well, Robbie, I'm so glad that you joined us today because this just changed my life.
It did.
For the better, I feel like.
We got some last weekend from some pumpkin patch in Shelbyville, and it was...
Where are you from, Robbie? Are you from a pumpkin patch
I'm
in
from
Shelbyville?
a pumpkin patch. No, I'm from Fairdale, actually.
Oh, are ya?
Fairdale and now in Shepherdsville.
Now in Shepherdsville.
Yeah, I moved a little...
Home of the world's most awesome flea market.
It is the most... And Kart Country.
Yeah, dude. I do.
I forgot about
I have
that
some
place.
tickets to Kart Country in my wallet. I've kept them for a few years, but Kevin Fletcher's wife has her birthday party at Kart Country quite regularly. So
Oh, really?
I saved them, and every year we go.
Man, I haven't been in years. I always forget about it.
I drive past it every day, and there's a big volcano that I always want to go play golf at, but I never do.
Yeah, the best part about Kart Country is now that you're an adult, you'll realize there's a path that you can just veer off the road and do a shortcut like Mario Kart style to get ahead of
Did
everybody.
you throw the turtle shells and everything?
Dude.
No, I'm just-
But it's
That'd be sick.
everybody's frowning upon our racing because we're just taking all the shortcuts or we're strategically bumping somebody, try to get them off the road. But yeah, Kart Country, guys, even more fun in your 30s than it was when you were a kid.
I guarantee
Absolutely.
it. I kind of want to go now.
I know. Get the cheetah carts.
All right, guys, right after this, as soon as the podcast wraps, we'll get in our golf carts or go-karts and we're going to
I'm
Kart
down.
Country.
I'm
I'm
heading
down.
that way anyways.
There you go. All right, guys. But this isn't just the Kart Country and Pumpkin Spice podcast. This is actually the Sean versus Wild podcast. And today in the Smithsonian, I'm talking to Versus. I've got Trey here. I've got Robbie here. And guys, thank you so much for joining me.
No, thank you.
Thank you for asking us.
I feel like
Oh, yeah.
this has been a long time coming. We've talked about this, Trey,
Yes.
we've basically tried to get on the same schedule for months, but
It's
now
hard.
we're doing it.
Yes.
It might be at the last minute, but we are freaking here, bro.
Absolutely.
It is, it is
Yeah,
what it is.
It was tough, man. My schedule, and I'm sure yours is too. It's just fucking bonkers.
Well, Trey, you stay busy, it seems like, man. You got Versus. You guys got a new album that's coming out on Friday. You've had a couple music videos that have already dropped. You got a huge album release party. And you're booking and bartending and you're doing everything for the Tiger Room as well.
Yes.
So you must stay busy, brother.
And tired.
And tired.
Hence why I drink Speedway coffee.
Yeah, dude, the best $1.99 of my day.
Hey, absolutely. Hey, and I think after so many, you get one free. I can't remember how many. So, oh, yeah. They know me by name every time it's the same Speedway.
They don't even need a Speedway card anymore. They
Yeah,
just
dude.
know it's Trey.
Yeah, Trey's got a gold Speedy Rewards
It
card.
is, man. It's like clockwork. I do it all the time.
My Speedy Rewards is actually an American Express. And,
Yeah.
They know me. Well, dude, I was gonna ask you here too about the Tiger before we get into verses and everything you guys are doing, because the Tiger Room. I went there a couple weeks ago to see the Fever.
Yeah.
And man, that venue is amazing. I love going to see the shows at Trixie's, and I have for a long time, but we were kind of talking before the podcast started, like sometimes it has a stigma to it because it is a gentleman's club or an adult club.
Yeah.
But now it's completely sectioned off, so you can still enjoy your rock and roll.
And it's that element is still attached, but it's divided. There's like a doorway in the middle, like a threshold that is now strictly 21 and over.
Mm-hmm.
So if that is your choice, you want to do that, by all means you can go over there, but if not, there's a wall there. And honestly, I mean, even like Terry Harper, like the first show we did there, we were sitting up in the VIP because we now have a balcony, which is sick. I love it, and we were up there and he was like, for a moment, I almost forgot this was Trixie's. And I was just like, man, that's sick, I love Trixie's. I love the history, but times have changed, and it's like we have to adapt. Kind of, the laws aren't really conducive to adult entertainment. Haven't been for like 8-9 years. So like everyone's been, kind of, like, what am I going to do? How are we going to do this? And I'm not trying to point fingers or anything about other clubs, but like we try to do it in an honest manner. Some clubs, not all, but either drugs or prostitution, and those are things like we are against. We are a family owned and operated club. So
Absolutely.
It's like, I remember when my dad was alive, one of my mother's biggest peeves was like, if I ever catch anything like that in that club, we will get a divorce. Like, and they were happily married, like no problem. It was I couldn't believe it. And a lot of people would be like, if I would talk about it, they wouldn't believe it because of the nature of our business. Like, oh, we're just bad people, and all that stuff. I'm like, no, I had a great upbringing, went to Catholic high school, like everything like that. But we've always stood held our ground against, like those things, so like this is our way of doing it in an honest manner, like doing concerts, stuff like that. And let's face it, there's not many venues in Louisville right now, at least for that size of room. It's about a 400 cap room. Now it's gone up, with the wall being removed and whatnot. But a lot of, you got Mercury Ballroom headliners, which is like 850, 900 cap space, to like Bourbon Hall now is 1500, and then Palace, I want to say, is like 2500. So there are not many of the smaller venues in town. So like, and local bands need places to play,
Yeah. And the thing is too, is it's more than just a place for like a local band to play, because it is legit, like to the... So basically, I guess to kind of talk about the club itself, like I guess there is probably a stigma with it having it be an adult entertainment venue for a long time, but for anybody that went and saw a show there, they know that the sound is kick ass. Like the stage is amazing. Like that is a great place to go see awesome club bands. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
It's not somebody's basement. It's not, Spinelli's downtown. You know what I'm saying? Like it is a legit concert hall. Now that it's separated, like people are going to be able to get all those kick-ass shows without having to have any hang-ups about what the stigma is, about what they think, I'm sure most people are probably like, oh, yeah, that's probably you were talking about it being like a family-run business. I'm sure mostly the stigma might be like, oh, there's just some like gangsters or something like that.
It's funny you say that, because like when
some
like
mafia thing or something. No,
that's exactly when we say family-owned, and they really do. Even the Metro Council for Louisville, when they passed the ordinance against nudity, because like if you're not aware, people, there's no nudity in Jefferson County. It hasn't been close to 10 years, and it went from being fully nude to straight bikini bar, and that's like telling Pizza Hut you can't sell pizzas. What the fuck do you do, And I remember the first day that you couldn't go nude anymore. I could have laid in front of our front door and not gotten walked on. Like it was immediate death, So like it just, Shit, what was I getting? I lost my train of thought. Where were we?
But yeah, basically, I mean, you have to do what you got to do to keep the doors open.
We got to do what we got to do. But like with the stigma was what I was getting at is, you know, we divided. We're starting to promote the Tiger Room over. We started our own page for that reason because there were so many people on these posts when we announced like Comeback Kid. We announced we had Comeback Kid coming, and so many of those scene kids were like, I'm not going there, this needs to be at Spinelli's, yada yada. And Terry, love him to death, and this is as much of a baby as it is for me, you know, because he's been there from the start of it, and we've both worked hard together. But he'll be like, have you even been to a show there? 9 out of 10 times they're bashing it and they've never been, you know, they just like, and he was like, you should really try it. It's not that bad, you know? And we still have it. We're about 60 to 65% done with the actual renovations. We still have a little road to go. It's just been baby steps right now. So, but once it's all said and done, if it goes through our full vision, I'm going to be super proud of it,
man. Like I said, the venue is already awesome now. Like, all the stuff all the stigma, all that can just be pushed aside because now there is no excuse to not go to the Tiger Room and check out a show. It's an amazing sounding venue. We played at Trixie's several years ago when I was in Baby for like a derby thing.
The Ron Jeremy party.
When Ron Jeremy was there. But, you know, at first I was like, oh, we're playing Trixie's. This is kind of a novelty thing. And then you get there and I'm like, this is like the best sounding on stage.
Mike
like,
is good,
great
man.
monitors, great everything. And then I'm listening to all the other bands after. I'm like, this is a fantastic sounding venue. It kicks ass. Like, it's got a great sound. So now, guys, if you are listening, there is no excuse to not go to the Tiger Room. It's going to be, to me, it's the best venue for a band to play because, you know, it's a legit club venue with legit sound, and it's great for not only the audience, but it's great for the bands that are going to be playing it too, you know?
Absolutely. And it's funny because a lot of people that work there are a part of the music. So it's like it's just like a bona fide rock bar. Like, it's weird. So you'll see some familiar faces for sure.
It's so funny because it reminded me, even seeing shows there, I was like, man, it kind of reminds me of like this Toy Tiger feel. And you were telling me that there's a connection there between Toy Tiger and Tiger Room. Mm-hmm. What is that connection? Tell the listeners.
Well, my parents have owned Trixie's since 83, 84. And prior to that, my dad started the Toy Tiger. He was the originator. He designed the infamous logo.
Right.
Like, we still have the original blueprints, believe it or not.
Oh, nice.
But it's funny because it was between calling it the Toy Turtle or the Toy Tiger. And we have two different blueprints, one with the turtle doing the same thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, not many people know that. But a lot of people also don't know that the owners of Trixie's owned or even started it because it's had multiple owners through the years. So, but it's more or less, since we're kind of going more rock vibe, we still have the girls, like I said, it's a bikini bar and it's divided. It's there if you want it. If not, that's cool too. But it's more paying homage to my dad. He passed away a few years ago, and I'm like, I don't want to call it the Toy Tiger because if you're going to do it, like I said, you better do it spot on or you're going to get a lot of criticism. And I'm like, I don't want that weight. I would rather just kind of pay homage and do my own thing. But, you know,
carry on a tradition.
Yeah, exactly.
But not replicate it. Yeah,
exactly.
Not have to have the pressure of replicating it.
Exactly.
Because so many people talk about it. So many people have so many great memories. They've seen, you know, countless bands that were popular in the time of the 80s and 90s that come through there.
Absolutely. It was legendary. I mean, like, and even like a New Year's Eve this past year, Kid Rock played the Yum Center, and he shouted out Toy Tiger at the Yum Center. It was sold out on New Year's Eve, and I'm like, no shit.
That's
and
awesome.
He did. But the funny story to that is Kid Rock, one of the lowest paying shows he ever took on the come up was at the Toy Tiger. And he apparently, it was like he got paid $200 or $250 for the show, and he kept the contract for that show from the Toy Tiger, and he framed it, and it's hanging in his house supposedly. I've heard that from numerous people, and it's like as a remembrance of where he came from to where he is now.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's sick. You know, I'm like, man, that's tight, man. Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, Toy Tiger, man, I'm glad that the tradition is continuing here in Louisville. Awesome place to see a regional or touring band, or like the place to play if you're a local band, you know? So I'm glad that you're doing it, man.
Trying. It's not been easy.
Well, and also too, I mean, it's probably not super easy because you, like I said, you stay busy and you not only are running and operating this, you also have your own band. You've got verses going on too.
Music is my passion. It always has been. You know, like I started playing bass when I was 14 from a football injury because I was really into sports and I got hurt and they were like, I herniated 2 discs in my neck and he, not that you can never come from it, but he was like, look, try something else, still stay active, but you need to find another hobby because I kept going back for the same problem, and I was like, I'll play music. My best friend at the time, Andy, you might know Andy Russ. He's bartender at Tap Room now.
I'm not sure, but I'm have
sure you've
the
seen him
worst
around.
name to face recognition ever.
He's one of my childhood friends. He ended up being in Flaw for a little bit. He's been in a lot of bands. Like he's one of the sickest guitarists I've ever played with. But like we both started playing music together, and from there it just kind of. I never was a singer. I played bass. I didn't want to sing, and we had a singer in my first band, and we had a recording session booked at Mom's, and he last second was like, I don't want to do this. I don't know. I don't want to, and I was the only one that knew the lyrics.
Right.
I was the only one that knew kind of how it was supposed to be sang. And I got thrown in a booth with like one day, like I'm like, fuck. So like I'm sitting there and it was garbage. I was terrible. And, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to get better at this. And I just decided to do that. And I was playing bass and singing, and then I just dropped the bass, and then here I am, through the years,
Yeah.
So it's weird how that kind of panned out for me, but I never initially wanted to be a singer. Never did.
Sometimes fate decides things for you.
I guess, man. But I'm glad it did. I do enjoy it, and I love getting better because I even at my age, I feel like I just keep, I push myself to new limits, and like the last CD Pyramid Dreams we did, I was really proud of it, and I feel like Robbie was too,
absolutely.
and but this new, I'm like, man, I can't believe we did that,
Right.
it just feels good, and I'm like, how are we going to do it the next go around? Is it going to be as good? Is it going to be worse? Is it going to be better? How can it be better? It can always be better. You know how that
right.
is,
but you just always
it's
put
a
out
high,
And the thing is, you put out the best work that you're like, well, this is the best we can possibly do. And then it's like, well, the next one's got to be better than that.
Exactly.
How are we going to do that?
Yeah, it's a high, we're proud of it. We put in a lot of work and shit. We've been through it the past few months. So
Lots of ups and downs.
Yeah.
Robbie, how did fate bring you into the Versus camp, man?
Well,
He's the
I'm actually the
originator.
only founder left in
Yeah.
the band.
Oh,
So,
man.
yeah, me and one of my high school buddies. We played every band I've been in. He's been in. We, long story short, started jamming again. His wife wanted to learn how to play drums, so he reached out to me. Said, "Hey, help me find a cheap, affordable drum set." Well, we helped get them a fairly cheap kit, and it ended up him calling me saying, "Hey, you want to come jam?" So,
Right.
so I'm like, all right, cool. So that happened in August of 2015. We started jamming. We picked up a bass player. That kind of didn't work out that well, but we ended up meeting our current guitarist through that bass player. So it was just the three of us, me, my high school buddy, and that guitarist. And then we got Braden and Trey to come in around August 20.
I think we both auditioned the same day.
Yeah, they were within a couple days of one another.
Right.
And then we hit the studio in October to record with John at Arc
That's
Studios.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
How'd you get into playing drums? I'm a drummer too, so I got to talk shop a little bit here. Can't just leave you out here, Robbie, without telling me your deets.
My music history is kind of in depth. I started playing the trumpet back in 4th grade. I actually started playing a snare drum, but it's hard to make music with just a snare drum.
It's hard to be cool with just a snare drum,
Yeah,
dude.
I ain't farting on no snare drum.
Right, yeah. So it was awful. My parents wanted to kill me, I'm sure, from playing the snare drum nonstop in the house. So I switched to the trumpet, played it for a year or two, then picked up the saxophone and played it through high school and into marching band. And then ended up, I wanted to play football. You can't march and play football. So dropped out of the band. And then I started playing the guitar. And then played in a bluegrass band with my dad. And then played a rock band with the other originator of Versus. And then from there, I found out I like drums better anyways and went back to my roots and started playing drums. So that was 04, 05-ish.
Glad you did.
And then
Glad you did.
That
took
worked out
took a
nice.
long break, and it was 2015 when I started playing again. So I probably took an 8-year break or more.
So it's not outside of the realm of possibility that the next Versus album could have a saxophone solo on it.
Possible
Is what you're telling me.
Possible, but
I
I
wouldn't be
did.
opposed.
I did sell my sax I had to afford my inner monitors because
Oh,
they're
gotcha.
very expensive to get good ones.
Yeah.
Well, guys, you were wondering how are you going to top this? How are you going to make it better? I think I just solved that problem for you. A saxophone solo.
Yes.
Man, they're coming back big time, man. Like Ghost just had a saxophone solo on their new album.
Dude, The Novelist has, I think their last album, they got a saxophone solo. Like, it's just big, long, sexy solo in the middle of this rock song. It's awesome.
People love it, dude. They want to hear that
Sexy.
careless whisper in their
No
ear
shit.
of a saxophone. But yeah, dude, you know, I'm like, you're talking about pushing yourself every day, and you're talking about being like a multi-instrumentalist. Like, I just played drums my entire life, and like, I just always played. That was always my instrument. I never got awesome at it, but I got like good. I had my style, and like, I felt like I did exactly what I wanted to do with it. But now I've been doing this podcast, and I live here in town and stuff like that, and I got the kit set up in the other room, but a lot of times it's like it's so loud, or you get home at the end of the night and it's already dark, you know how it is.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't play this. So I've been taking up bass. I bought a bass, and I've been
cool.
playing it for about a year, and then I just bought this guitar. I actually bought this guitar, guys. Here's a big shout out to Sweetwater, because I bought this guitar from Sweetwater on Friday at noon, and it was at my house, delivered with free shipping
And a bag of candy.
yesterday. So Saturday.
Did they really send candy around
they
Halloween?
send, they send candy. No, they send
I have
candy
the
with
Halloween
every order.
Yeah, I have the candy on in the coffee table. But yeah, it took. So I ordered it on Friday around noon, and it came Saturday at 10 a.m. delivered to my house.
Yeah, they're incredible.
Free shipping.
That's pretty sick.
Big shout out to Sweetwater here.
Yeah,
You've got
I've
my
never used
business.
them. I used to do Musician's Friend back in the day, but I've never been privy to
Wow.
Sweetwater. That's sick.
Now you got it. Now
Candy,
you know, like
man.
I do it
it's
just for
awesome.
the free
Fuck
candy.
the shit. The candy.
That's why I keep ordering stuff for
the
us,
candy?
so I can get the candy.
I got a sweet tooth. So
Hence
only
the name, I guess.
Yeah, Sweetwater
yeah.
can fill
They
it.
always have Smarties in there. I like Smarties, and so does my
Yeah.
boy. So
Yeah.
Reese's cups.
I already
Yeah,
ate
I
the
like
Smarties out of
but
my
I guess
Smarties
they
are
would
the
melt.
best.
So
But yeah, so I'm like trying to do something different, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's funny because I'm starting at square one with guitar. I have my Rocksmith PS4 game, you know, and I'm learning how to play songs on there. And it really does make you feel accomplished. But I literally am starting at square one on like the guitar.
but I mean,
It's
you
tough.
have musical background. You
Exactly.
should pick up on it. You'll do fine. Man.
Well, luckily I've been playing bass for like the last year, because bass to me was a lot more of a rhythm instrument than it is like a guitar. And having the background playing drums, playing a lot of Rock Band, even like, you know, the video game and shit, like you're basically just like, it's all about timing and hitting the right thing at the right time. So I was able to translate a lot of that on bass. So like I can sit around and noodle around on bass, but with guitar, all those extra strings, me having fat hands.
Yeah, no,
you know,
that's-
it was
that's
difficult.
me too.
you,
But
you should try playing a mandolin.
oh my gosh,
They're really small frets, really small strings. 8 strings, but on a neck like that, you know, 1.5 2 inches wide.
yeah,
It's a nightmare.
could imagine.
Yeah.
So, but you know, the thing is like always push yourself, and I enjoy it. I get so much joy out of just like doing something new every day.
Yeah.
And that's, listeners, let that be a lesson to you. I know I've mentioned this a lot on the podcast, but just like do something new every day, and you'll realize like it's pretty fun.
Oh, yeah.
And you're getting work done here.
breaking the monotony, man.
Yeah, stay busy.
Yeah.
I think so many people's complaints on Facebook is just because they're bored.
Yep.
They don't have anything to do.
I mean, you ain't
just get a
lying.
hobby, bro.
Yeah, really.
You know
Find
what
a
I'm saying?
passion, go for it. Yeah.
Dude, Trey, I see that you're super into these 1990s ladies here on the screen.
It's the big hair.
You know, I was watching the Snickers commercial, and I was like, man, these really haven't changed one bit. Like they're doing the same commercial.
Yeah, just updated it.
Yeah, just better camera, you know, and everything. But it's the
But listeners, yeah, we're enthralled. I always like to play a little something in the background of the Smithsonian, and today I chose 90s commercials, volume 251.
You know what I just noticed? Your John Cena lunchbox.
Oh yeah, dude, just like Krispy Kreme.
Just like Krispy Kreme.
I actually got that as a Christmas gift, so they thought it was great.
That's awesome.
But
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
so not to interrupt the 90s commercials, guys, that we're watching here, because we did have a great one for Mrs. Buttersworth and Dentine
I
and
remember
Halls,
this one.
Snickers. But let's talk about,
That's crazy.
you have a new album that is coming out, and it's out on Friday.
Friday. Yep.
One of the many reasons why we're chatting here today.
Absolutely.
It's called Stasis. Tell me about the album. What were you going through when you were writing it? What are some of the themes that are on the album? What can listeners expect from it?
This was I've done a lot of recordings through the years and worked with a lot of different, you know, people. This one was probably the best experience of my life so far. Like we worked with Andrew Bayless. I'm not sure if you're familiar. He was in Life on Repeat. He's in Nine Shrines currently, but he's produced Saller. He did My Enemies and I. He's doing Picturesque right now. He did XXI. He did Savage Hands. And we opened for Nine Shrines with Nonpoint at Mercury Ballroom, and he approached us afterwards like, you guys are sick, you know, I want to work with you. And you know, through the years, I'm not saying I'm a bitter musician, but like I'm kind of like a roll the eyes, like, yeah, okay, I'll believe it,
right? Yeah,
you know, like whatever. So, but he kept emailing and was like, hey, here, I'm serious, you know, so he's sending his resume, and I'm like, you know, when it came down to it, we were like, we were debating on what Eric Hood in Nashville.
There was a few.
Yeah, like we were wanting to go to a producer, you know,
right?
And we decided to go to Bayless, and we went up there and did just one song just to see if we liked it. We didn't know
test the water.
Yeah. So we
went
up there.
Before you invest the thousands of dollars.
Exactly. And we went up there and did Landslide, and it was funny because he took the song we demoed with John at ARC, American Recording Studios. Shout out to John. Super good guy, super good studio, go to him. But we did demo these songs, took it up there, and we were already like, yeah, we like these songs are so good, and take it to Bayless, and he just was like, shits on it. You know, like he really broke it down, and just like, yeah, like I'm like, maybe the song wasn't that good to start.
Oh, yeah.
Like you know,
he produced the shit out of that.
He did. He imported the MP3 into his interface, and was like just dissect, like dividing the one single MP3, moving it around to different tracks, reorganizing the song, and it just didn't make sense. Like when you would hear it played through, it was like, this sounds all chopped up. What the fuck is he doing? We're sitting there like, this isn't how it's supposed to be. You know,
right,
like we're sitting there like, what the fuck? And we were watching him do this for like 5-6 hours, and like he kept turning back to our guitar player. He's like, how are you playing that part? What's that riff? And he was showing him. He's like, cool. Turn around. He'd start, you know, diddling on his guitar or whatever. And we're like, what the fuck is going on here? And like, at this point, I'm like, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. You know, like, I'm like, this guy don't know what he's doing. Then all of a sudden, like, at the end of the day, he's like, all right, we're going to do vocals tomorrow. And I'm like, but this song doesn't make sense, because we were hearing the MP3 chopped up with new music over it. It just sounded like a clusterfuck. Yeah. So then he hit delete on the old song, and then voila, there's the new like structured Landslide. And I'm like, oh my God, that sounds fucking amazing. Like, how the hell did you do that? And he's like, yeah, we're good. You want to go out for some drinks tonight? And we're like, fuck yeah.
Dude, studio magic.
Oh yeah, he's such a great guy. But then like when we did the vocals with it, it was just, you know, like I hear harmonies, but he was hearing harmonies that I wasn't hearing. Right. You know, like, I mean, like it was just awesome. And like, I don't know about him, Robbie, but like I want to use him for everything else now. I mean, like, it was amazing. As soon as we were done, I'm like, yep, we're coming back.
Dude, that's the mark of a truly great producer, man. It's like taking your work and your craft to the next level. I mean, you know, a lot of times the producer is just simply a guy that records you, you know, and like is able to make you sound good through the studio magic. But really, a real producer should be one that can give you input that will make your music as good as it possibly can be.
Oh, that's yeah. Right. And like, our songs weren't really formulated. Like, right. I mean, like, and I didn't really, I mean, we kind of knew, you know, but like, we just didn't realize how unformulated they were.
Yeah, sometimes you need that person that is going to give you direction, you know?
Yeah. Oh, he definitely did. I mean, it just really blew our minds.
Sometimes it's so easy to go so wrapped up in making your sound unique, your structures unique, that you kind of lose what a listener would want to hear, right?
Yeah.
So it's hard for someone, especially non-musical someone, to listen to an oddly structured song and really catch on to what's going on. It's not an earworm, you know? So getting a more traditional kind of structure in a song, it's catchier, right?
And just having that third party that's going to be there to be like, all right, I'm an outside party. I don't have any personal investment into the writing, but as a listener, this is what I hear, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. Let me critique it and make it to where, you know, it's cohesive and give you a little bit of direction and kind of give it a fresh listen, you know? Because sometimes, you know, I'm sure you guys are like this, but listeners, if you've never been in a band or if you've never written music, sometimes you just get all up in your own shit and you're so invested and you're like, this is the best ever and nobody can change it. And then you realize
you can't be that way.
You're a little bit, you're blinded by your own bullshit.
Yeah, no, you cannot be that way. Yeah, I mean, you have to be open-minded, and we don't know everything. I don't know. You don't know. You don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, we just don't. And if you're open-minded and willing to let somebody work with you and be like, hey, try this, try it, man. I mean, that's all you got to do. People, don't be opposed to trying new things. Hashtag.
Hashtag try new things.
Yeah, try new things.
And speaking of trying new things, guys, I think we need to give a listen to a hot new track by Versus. We've teased you enough with some of the background deets. Let's go ahead and give you the jam right now, and we'll talk about it more on the flip side of this. But you've got a brand new song, a new song called Nerve, and you got a new music video for it, and we're going to jam it here.
Hell yeah.
Quickly, give the listeners some details. What is Nerve all about? What are some background deets on Nerve?
It's pretty much just being like in a toxic relationship to where you're just complacent. You just let it happen. You just stick with it, even though you probably shouldn't. And one of the key phrases is every little word strikes a nerve, you know, and it's just, it speaks for itself. Yeah.
Well, let's give it a listen, guys. This is Versus with Nerve.
It's like I'm talking to walls. You never hear anything. That's why we're destined to fall. Get over yourself because these clothes are off. You're so bad for my health. Get over yourself. It's like I'm talking to walls. You never hear anything. That's why we're destined to fall. Get over yourself.
All right, everybody, that was Nerve by Versus. And guys, during the break, we snacked on quite a bit of candy from Sweetwater. And we also watched a 90s commercial that I have to bring up. I have to bring up the topic here. So it was a Subway commercial, and in the commercial, they boat cutted the bread. And I don't know, listeners, if you guys remember the boat cut, but back in the day, Subway didn't just, cut your bread in half and then put all your stuff in it. They used to just cut like a big V out of the top and put all your stuff in it and then put that V back. And Robbie recently received a boat cut.
I did.
And I haven't received one in 20 years. Robbie, what did you think about it?
It wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it. Unless you like
Can't
really
believe it.
large, thick pieces of bread in each bite, then you might like it. But I didn't. I like pretty even, consistent bites.
Oh, man. I can't believe it, dude. I missed the boat cut. I'm bringing it back. I missed the bowl cut. I'm going to bring that back. Just look like
Shit.
Lloyd Christmas.
I had one. I ain't
Oh,
gonna
dude.
lie.
Who didn't part their hair down the middle at some point?
Me, because I
the
got an
butt cut.
afro.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it wouldn't part. It just goes back together.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, yep.
I have a friend that basically when his hair's like always really tightly curled, but then when it grows out, like after it grows out a little bit, it's like straight.
Yeah. Here,
So
I'll
ma-
let you see. It's
Oh, gotcha.
It's super thick and curly. Yeah, no bueno, no parting for me.
What's the longest you've ever had your hair?
It's probably the longest it's been at top right now.
Dude, you
Ever?
look like if you grew it out, you'd look like Hyde from that '70s show or something
So
like that.
so I don't want to bring it up, but I will for the show. I dressed up as Richard Simmons once for Halloween, and I let it grow out. And it might have competed lengthwise with this, but it was just huge. And I had the tall tube sock. It was bad. Never mind.
Sounds like you knocked it out of the park.
I did.
and you had the best costume
Yeah,
ever.
I could have competed as Bob Ross too. It could have went either way.
Bob Ross.
Dude, what a happy little accident.
There's
Just take that brush and beat the devil out of it.
yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Since we're snacking on Laffy Taffy here, what are some of your jokes that you got?
Man, mine are disappointing. I feel like I've heard them before. What did lunchtime speed by?
Why did lunchtime speed by?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Why did lunchtime speed by?
Why?
Because it was fast food.
Oh.
Yeah,
wonk,
that's
wonk.
whack. What's a taco's favorite dance?
What's a taco's favorite dance?
Oh, man.
Look, here's the deal. I'm not going to spoil this, but yesterday I had a Laffy Taffy, and those are the exact same two jokes. So that just blew my mind.
It's like a fortune cookie
All
where
right,
you get the
Trey,
same fortune.
What's the answer?
Okay, say it again.
What's a taco's favorite dance?
The cha-cha? I don't know.
Salsa.
The salsa.
Oh, man, I should have got that.
That's great. Here are mine. What type of bug has good etiquette? A ladybug.
Oh.
Aw.
What do you call a lazy bull? A bulldozer. And guys, that's what you get with all the leftover Halloween candy.
I love
Here,
cheesy
guys.
jokes.
Sweetwater candy.
Yeah, from Sweetwater.
Yeah, Sweetwater.
So they did send me a bunch of old man candy: banana Laffy Taffy, bit of honey, Tootsie Roll. But
Breath mint.
breath mint, that was
Yep.
crucial. I actually had an atomic fireball before you came here because I was like, I want to make sure my breath is cinnamony. So
Hell yeah.
now I'm gonna,
Butterscotch. What would you done if there was butterscotch?
yeah,
in
just
there
a bunch
too?
of Werther's originals in here. maybe their clientele are older, but whatever, man. Keep me satisfied. I'm telling you,
I remember this commercial.
dude. What do you want on your tombstone?
Is that what this is?
Yep. And he says pepperoni and cheese.
I fucking remember this.
Yep, dude, nailing it with the 90s commercials.
Oh my god.
But yeah, hey, so we just listened to Nerve, ladies and gentlemen, by Versus. They're enthralled in the Tombstone Pizza commercial, but you do have a music video out for Nerve, and I wanted to speak on that too because I have seen it, and it is quite awesome. Very
Thank
well
you.
done.
Thank you.
What are some of the details? Like, where did you guys film it, and who did you like? How did it all come about?
We shot this video and the landslide video with a director named Andrew Robinson, who is sick as shit. I
Yes.
mean, like, he is so good. You
Very
tell
professional.
him, you give him a script idea, and he'll take it to the next level. And professional. I mean, he's on time. If he tells you we're going to be doing it from this time to this time, it's from that time to that time.
Right.
And his turnaround is ridiculous. ridiculous. I mean, like for the amount of work put into that, we got it back in within a week, like
Yeah.
first edit, you know? I mean, it was crazy, you know, and he just does quick turnarounds, and he typically does a lot of hip hop artists in town, and the video that kind of sold me on him was a rapper named Joey Marini. I don't know if you're familiar with him. He's really good, but there was a video for his single Insane, and it was like pretty much just a house party, but the house looked like it was on fire.
Oh, man.
And I was like, that is awesome. Like,
Right.
and I'm like, did you all really set your house on fire? Like, how'd you do that? You know, and it's like, no, that was Andrew Robinson. He's really good with CGI and shit. I'm like, that's sick. And with our first video for Landslide, we wanted it to, because we used the same leading actress, because we tried to tie in, if you couldn't tell, well, I don't know if you've seen the Landslide video, it's Tracy walking around with this necklace, and it's almost like a weight that symbolizes a weight on her shoulder, and at the end of it she takes off the necklace and throws away, and everything just is lifted, you know. But we wanted it to kind of look like a storm cloud was following her wherever she went, you know.
Right.
And that's why I was like, can you do this? Can you make it look like it's raining on her anyway, even though it's not raining? Yeah, I can do that. I'm like, sick. So but with the Nerve video, we decided to use her again. We wanted to tie it in because we never really discussed in the Landslide video what she was going through to feel that way.
Right.
So we thought that would be a cool, almost like that was going on in her mind. This is why she was feeling that way. So like in the very beginning of the sequence, you see her boyfriend putting that necklace around her. So it's like a subtle little like Easter egg, you know, that we were trying to pull. And I think it came out pretty sick. I'm happy with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's
The
neat.
video looks amazing. I mean, it's very awesome quality, and all the acting and the action shots, everything's super well done. You guys look crazy,
Thank you.
crazy good.
Thank you.
So-
That was Robbie.
Yeah,
Robbie
that's
looks
me.
sexy.
That's me.
Dude, Robbie, you look great, dude. Your hair looked amazing.
I bring the heat.
I bring the heat. That's what's up. Yeah. And Trey, dude, you're just making it happen up there.
I'm trying,
look great in
man.
that video, man.
You want
Try.
to know what his nickname is?
Oh yeah.
Karate Kid.
Yeah,
He's got a whole lot of gestures.
If I'm holding a mic, I tend to do the Michael Jackson and grab my dick a lot when I scream. Like I don't know why I do it. I
Hey,
just
man.
do it. I'm like, I guess because I'm screaming balls literally. I don't know, but like when I don't have a mic,
Gotta hit those high notes by grabbing your package.
I tend to do like I'm chopping boards. Like I like, and I don't know why. Like I've like watched myself, and I'm like, why the fuck am I doing that? Like I couldn't figure out anything else better to do with my hands. Like
Ricky Bobby.
Yeah, like, what am I doing? I am a robot. It's just, I don't know.
Well, you know, I think it goes perfectly fine with what you guys got going on, because it's got a very like kind of 90s metal kind of sound to it. At least to me it did. So I'm like, it fits along perfectly, man.
Hell yeah, man.
Not something different than not too far from like something maybe Fred Durst would do on stage, you know, with those
God,
karate
you
chops.
said Fred Durst.
All you need is
At
a
least I'm
backwards
not
red
wearing
hat.
a red hat.
That's
Yeah.
a great compliment. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey man, we'll just keep
Hot
rolling
dog
with
flavored water.
chocolate starfish.
In the hot dog
Dude,
flavored
man,
water.
Limp Bizkit, what a weird band that got huge. Like, I'm pretty into their first album, but like even the
$3
music
bill,
is
y'all,
so
was
weird.
Sick, dude.
And then
That's an ongoing debate between, was it me, you, and Cody talking about that?
I hate chocolate starfish. I fucking hate it. I think
Significant Other was better.
yeah, it's the jam.
Significant Other was good, but $3 bill, y'all, was. I love.
Faith is the only good song on there,
No,
man.
dude,
Dude,
you got Stuck,
Counterfeit, dude.
Counterfeit,
Well,
Stuck. You
okay,
got
okay.
Sour, Leech. I mean, that album was just raw. Pollution. Oh,
Look at
man.
that toothbrush. Did you see that? It looked like a comb.
It looked like a comb.
It looked like a comb.
There's like 4 bristles on this toothbrush. But yeah, I'm a big fan of like the 90s new metal, like late 90s, early 2000s new metal. So I dug it. I dug Nerve
Hell
100%. So
Hell yeah.
it's
Thank
cool
you.
for me.
Thank you.
And I'm excited too because listeners, the album will drop on Friday. It is called Stasis.
Yes.
And on Saturday, madness will reign at the
Yes,
Tiger Room.
absolutely.
Because you guys have an awesome, super stacked lineup
Yes.
for your album release show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Give these kids the details about this album release show.
Well, I feel like, I mean, this scene has a lot of really good talent.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
it really does. So like when it came down to it, like there's a lot of bands on it. What is it, 6, 7?
6.
6, and like we wanted to add more because like we're all friends with everybody, and
Sure.
like it felt like Flip the Switch. They're like we really like those guys. We wanted them on it too, and Gallifrey Falls, they broke up. They were supposed to have been on it, and unfortunately their last show I think is this coming no, it's next Tuesday. But if we really wanted to put everyone on, it would have been like a fucking 10-band bill. You know what I mean?
Right.
You just can't do that. So it was just like, fuck, who do we get? But it has a Foxbat.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, they're
The
sick.
best.
They're probably our favorite local
Yeah,
band.
they're my favorite.
Yeah, they're just so sick. And
Well, they're one of my favorites too, but I'm also biased because Joe, their guitarist, edits this podcast with me, and Clay's my neighbor. He lives just one
oh,
block
so he's
away.
gonna hear this?
Oh, he'll definitely hear it.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Joe. Hey, Clay.
We listen to you guys on the road a lot.
Yeah. But yeah, you got Foxbat on the bill.
Yeah, we got Arctica.
Yeah,
and they're
dude,
sick. They're really sick.
Guys, if you haven't yet, check out my Foxbat episodes. Check out Arctica's episode. Yeah, they're great.
Andrew told me he did your all's podcast
Yeah.
like right off the road. He was like, we didn't get in town till like 2 or 3 a.m. And then he was like, can you do it at 10 a.m.? He was like, so we just stayed up and came to the podcast.
Yeah, dude. They knocked it out of the park. I love those guys.
Yeah, Andrew's a good cat, man.
What's that song? Cloak and Claw? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
I love that song.
Yeah, it is a good song. Yeah, they're super talented, man. They got it going on.
Andrew just tagged me in a post about Poppy. Do you know who Poppy is on YouTube?
Oh, I thought you were
She's
talking
like-
about the troll. It's showing I got a 2-year-old, Poppy the troll.
From Trolls?
From Trolls, yeah.
No, it's this creepy YouTube channel, and we'll go down that rabbit hole later after the podcast wraps. But just look up Poppy, and it's this girl that makes a lot of weird videos, and now she's a singer, and she like makes music that's also really weird.
That's fascinating.
Is
yeah.
it good? Weird?
Yes, it's awesomely weird.
Oh.
But maybe it's because you watch 300 insanely weird videos before she ever had a music career, and you're just like brainwashed at that point.
Fair enough.
But he just tagged me in it because he's also a Poppy fan as
Poppy.
well. But yes, you got Arctica, you've got Foxbat.
We got
Soft
Soft
Spoken.
Spoken,
Yep.
which I haven't really met those guys yet. It's one of I know Arctica's getting ready to hit the road, and that's their tour buddies for the run, and
Yeah.
that their
very good.
send off is the CD release show, and I didn't really get to listen to them till a couple weeks ago, and they're really freaking good.
Man, I want to get them on the podcast because they just got off the road doing like a little couple weeks with Foxbat also.
Yeah, I
so
saw
I
that.
hear so much about them, and I
Yeah,
got to get them on the show.
they're good, man.
Soft spoken. If you're listening, if you're freaking listening, bros, get
it.
on the show right now.
Do it.
Absolutely, man. Yeah.
So-
let's just see if they'll do it on
Yeah,
the 10th.
we'll see what's up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they'll be in town,
I'll be
so I'm
there.
sure they
You'll
will.
be there.
Yeah,
Soft
do it.
spoken. You'll be there.
Yeah, they'll be
We'll make
there.
it happen.
Do it.
And then dude, Summer Youth
Summer
also.
Youth. Yeah, but I was just told Kevin won't be doing it like that. Like he's not. Clay's going to be doing the vocal parts. I don't know if like what happened, but I know I don't. He's not out of the band, but like I think he had an emergency or had to go somewhere. But Clay's going to fill the part, which will be interesting to see Clay
Yeah.
do 2 sets.
Hey man,
you know?
this is a once in a lifetime thing, bro.
Yeah. So yeah, do it. Clay from Foxbat's going to be singing a set for Summer Youth.
And then we
so.
got a Rumor Wars.
Rumor
on it too,
War,
yep.
yeah. I can't forget those guys, man. They're such good guys, man.
They're the hardest working band.
They are
probably
the hardest
I know
working
of in the
band.
scene.
They're talented. They've got the hunger. Austin is a little weird. Not just joking.
Big
I
shout
love-
out to Austin.
I love Austin, man. He's a cool kid. He has some good vape juice too.
Oh, there you go. shout out. We're gonna get this. We're gonna get the Smithsonian Cloudy with vape.
Have you had them on yet?
No, I haven't. We'll
You
have to get
should,
them.
man. They're-
I think I saw. I actually caught them at. I can't remember who I went to see, but I caught them at a show at Trixie's. They opened for. I can't remember who they opened
Born of
for.
Osiris. They did Boo. They did the Boo show. They did what recently did they do? They did Gallifrey did Gideon.
You Won't Feel a Thing did Palisades.
Well,
Yeah, they're another good band.
I can't
too.
remember, but they seem like great guys. So a Rumor of War.
Yeah, they
You're
are.
next on the list.
Yeah, you should. They're
Make
they're
it
good
happen.
kids, man.
Dude, this is going to be a super stacked, awesome show. And what I love most about it, guys, you're going to get the best bands in town, and you're going to get it at $10 advance ticket,
Yeah.
$12 day of show, or you can get the VIP package, only $15. It's going to get you all the awesome bands, but it's also going to get you a copy of Stasis.
Yes.
And not to mention, you get the VIP perks of the Tiger Room. You'll get discounted drinks, you get re-entry, you get, all of the club perks on top of the CD. So it's actually worth it. It
Oh my
really
God!
is.
Well, that's what
Yeah.
I'm going to get.
Yeah, it's.
Do you have VIP guest pass?
Actually, our guests do get VIP.
Oh,
so
perfect. There you go.
So there you
Discounted drinks.
Yeah, it's a good deal. A lot of people don't understand that with VIP. There, it's like you get like the beer's not cheap, but for music venues, I mean that's where music venues make their money. Is
Oh,
off the
yeah.
liquor, because
Exactly.
shows cost a lot to put on. But yeah, you save a substantial amount of money, so do it.
Yeah.
I just spoiled my own business.
You did.
Get those $15 tickets, bro.
Trade secrets.
Shit.
Yeah.
Let me take that back.
And
yeah.
support Versus by getting their album, bro. And
Please.
that's SoundScan sales right there. You guys
Right.
are going to be topping the charts just from the VIP passes, bro.
They just want free drinks.
Yeah, no shit. They're
Or
like,
cheap drinks.
They're
Cheap
like, oh,
drinks.
cool. I got a Stasis beer coaster. Sweet.
But dude, speaking of expensive drinks at concerts, I once, I saw Motley Crue and I paid like, $15 for a Blue Moon once, and I was like, dude, it's at Motley Crue, whatever. And honestly, it was like the best beer I've ever had in my life because it was like tall and it was poured out of the side of a truck, like a tap, just like on the side of a truck. Ooh. It was ice cold, and I'm a big Blue Moon fan anyway. But this, like, for some reason, like had just like a magic taste to it. But I one time went and saw Kill Switch Engage and Let Live, and I walked up to like the little beer vendor or whatever, and I was like, yeah, I'll just have a High Life. And they're like, okay, cool. So I got a Miller High Life. It was $18.
Oh my god!
Was it just a bottle?
It
or
was
what?
a can. It was like a tall can, and it was
my
$18.
That's what I don't get. Like when when I'm bartending, people come and be like, because our domestic bottles are $6, and
Right.
$6. I could go get a 6-pack for almost that, and it's just like, oh my god, like, do you not understand the cost to this? Like,
Yeah.
we don't get the door 90% of the time. That goes to the artist performing on stage,
Right.
like, so that leaves nothing but the bar sales for us.
Right, yeah.
A lot of people, and that's why you see so many music venues come and go,
Right.
is because of that. And there's some venues that charge way cheap prices for beer, and I'm like, how the fuck do you do that?
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense to
Well,
me.
for me, like, if you're going to go out and have a drink, it's always going to be more expensive than if you're at home and having a drink. And that's because
absolutely.
you're out and about, you're with your friends,
You're
you're
paying for
seeing
the
a show.
experience.
Yeah, you're paying
having
for the
a great
ambiance,
experience.
the entertainment. Yeah,
So-
absolutely. And a lot of people don't really understand because a lot of people aren't either
A lot of people
in
are
it.
cheap.
or a lot of people are cheap, but a lot of people don't realize,
Yeah.
People in entertainment do, people that run businesses do. So, I mean, like, I'm on both sides of the fence. I'm a performer and
A drinker.
and a drinker, and also do promotions and stuff. So it's like I've seen all sides of the coin, and it's definitely opened my eyes to a lot of things.
Well, man, here's the deal. Like, especially with entertainment, like, everybody, you get into the music business and you, of course, want to support yourself. You want to pay your bills. You want to do this and that sort of thing. But I just think that maybe people have the wrong idea about, like, as like a fan or someone that goes to the shows, because like you said, like, they paid $10 and they're probably like, oh yeah, well, I'm paying $10. Yeah, that part of that $10 will go to the band, but the venue has to make some kind of money to stay
continue
open,
to bring
to
your
keep
artists.
bringing the bands in.
Yeah, a lot of
know?
people, and that's why there's so many venues. Like when I see a new tour announcement, like, there's a lot of new venues that keep popping up on these like ad mats, and I'm like,
Right.
where's the what?
Yeah.
Like, and then next go around a year later, I see a different venue in that same town. It's not, that one shut down already. And it's like, it's because you got, I mean, like, if you gotta make sure the venue makes money, or it's just on to the next. And I mean, like, even like Louisville doesn't have a rock station like right now. I mean, there's no rock support at all.
Yeah.
I mean, it really isn't. So like,
Yeah, even didn't the Fox like merge with WQMF or something?
yeah, and,
like,
and I'm friends with like Ian and Ian. Shout out Ian. Ian's awesome.
you're
And,
connected, brother.
he's a good guy. We did a lot of promotions out at the club with them, and like we still talk periodically. He's a good guy, and Shannon the dude, he's a good guy too. But it's just not the same. WFPK is like, and it's a weird mix. You'll hear, Led Zeppelin, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and then Five Finger Death Punch, and then
Right.
like that's about as new as it gets. It's Walmart metal,
Yeah,
And it's
exactly.
just like, man, and I know, they want to be playing more of the current, and but they don't have control over.
Well, and the
that,
problem is too is like I've this is one of the things that I like so much about my podcast is like I actually get to show the bands that I like and play the music of the bands that I like. So if you want to get like a glimpse of like what Louisville music is doing, like you can actually listen to the Sean vs. Wild podcast and check out a band and check out their stuff. I feel like even the local stuff like WFPK, not to talk anything to them, but they have an audience of a totally different kind of genre. It's always
Yeah.
like folk. It's some sort of folk
Yeah,
rock
it
or
is.
some
It
sort
is.
of art rock or country western or Americana. It's not metal. It's not rock and roll.
And
it's not like punk or anything like that we grew up in liking.
it's definitely niche, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I mean, like that, they're kind of like, like they're the station and their venues that they use are the Zanzibars and the headliners. Like they have that on lock, and I'm pretty sure the people that run it are affiliated or somehow connected. I don't know if they're part owners or something, but that's why it's weird. Like we get offered some shows that I'm like, shouldn't that be at like Zanzibar? You
Right,
know, like,
yeah.
and then like I'll occasionally see a show at Zanzibar. I'm like, why didn't we get that one? You know,
Right.
it's very, very rare, you know, but it definitely is a divided scene in certain realms in that
Sure.
respect, you know, and it's like, I'm eclectic as hell. I like it all, you know, like from hip hop to country hip hop, up church redneck, you know, like,
Church.
you know, I just,
Cowboy Troy, Big and Rich.
yeah, absolutely. You know, like if it's entertaining, it's entertaining. Like seriously, one of my favorite artists is Riff Raff.
Oh yeah.
Fucking love Riff Raff.
He's awesome.
And like, is he the greatest rapper alive? Absolutely not. His lyrics hardly make sense, but he's entertaining as shit.
Yeah,
You know,
and that's the gimmick. Like you got to
Yeah.
understand
Yeah.
like the art that he's actually doing. Like
Oh,
he's
yeah.
not like his gimmick is like that he is just outlandish looking, and he
Oh,
just
yeah.
says outlandish
Oh, yeah.
stuff.
He's fucking hilarious, dude. We had him at the club, and I fangirled, and I hardly fangirl with anybody. And
Yeah,
like
dude.
I slurred my words, and like and he was cool as shit, dude. Took a picture with him. I was like, oh, this is gonna be my Facebook picture. It was just like rip rap.
Yeah, dude.
it's pretty sick.
I'm fangirling for you guys. That's why I've been slurring my words all
Oh
damn day.
man,
Slurring the words.
you're doing great.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. But yeah, dude, you know, and that's the thing. That's why I'm so glad, just to bring it full circle, that you know, our music scene here is thriving, and there are
is.
places like Tiger Room where you can go and play. I'm glad that, you know, there's a podcast like mine, or why I did this podcast is like bands can be showcased from the scene that I really love, you know?
Absolutely.
And I feel like with Tiger Room, like you could literally see maybe, you know, it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility to see like the next Motley Crue or something like that style of like just a rock and roll band or a rock band or a heavy band. The Tiger Room is where they would play, and you would, you know, that's where you would see them.
Yep.
I think that would be the Fever, man. They're blowing up.
Dude, they're amazing.
Yeah, the fact like that show was nuts. They are so good, man.
Yeah. Jason's been a longtime friend of mine through Let Live and stuff like that. We recorded with the dudes in Let Live on our third album, and yeah, they're absolutely amazing. That was an awesome show. It's a great venue.
Oh, dude, they were so sick. And but I kept watching the show. I'm like, these guys are gonna be fucking huge. I mean, they're already big, but I mean, like, I could see them.
They were just on the soundtrack to WWE NXT.
Yeah.
like a couple weeks ago. I was like, oh man, that's cross that off the list. You're the soundtrack to a wrestling pay-per-view.
Yeah, it's crazy seeing some of those people come through, and you know, not all of them have taken the next step. Like up Church the Redneck. I mean, we can kind of joke about him, but I've had him at the club twice, and
He's huge.
he
right
sold
now.
out twice. That's when he first started doing music.
Yeah.
Now he's doing like Bourbon Hall and close to Palace Theater, and
Oh,
and I got him for pennies compared to what he's getting now. Like
Yeah.
I tried to get him for New Year's Eve. Maybe last year, and I was like, hey, what's up, is he available? Well, we just got an offer in Pennsylvania for, I want to say that then it was like $16,000.
Oh man, yeah.
And they're like, can you beat that? I'm like, oh, never mind.
Can you beat that? It's like, no, I
You know,
cannot. Have a
I'm
great New Year.
Yeah, I'm like, have a good one. Enjoy that money, man. That's crazy. But I mean, like, it's just nuts to see that. And like, we had Joyner Lucas. He's huge now, but like we had a date about a year ago, and Terry offered it. You want it? And I was familiar with him, and I was like, yeah. And then, but it was a weekday, and the guarantee wasn't huge, but it wasn't small. I'm like, I think I'll pass. And he was like, all right, man, you sure? I'm like, yeah. And he ended up putting at Diamonds. And they did like 400 or 500, and I'm like, "Fuck! I should have taken that show." Well, now he's all over the new Eminem CD, and this guy's like joined at the hip with Eminem. Now he's fucking huge, and I'm like, "God damn it! That was not even a year ago." Why?
Right.
You know that? You know, it's just crazy.
That could have
dude.
been me.
Yeah, I was like, "Fuck, dude!" Like, you know, but hey, hindsight's 20/20, man.
But yeah, problems of being a promoter and a booker,
Yeah.
and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But guys, as we kind of ride off here, we're at the end of the podcast here. Where can people find Versus online?
We are on Facebook, of course, and it's Versus with an E, VERSES. Look us up. I don't know the actual
Band Versus.
Band Versus on Facebook.
Facebook.com/bandversus.
And then we are on Instagram and Twitter at official_versus. So follow us, check us out. And I want to shout out Andrew Bayless. Love you, Andrew. And I want to shout out Cody Ash. Love you. And that's pretty much it.
Rock and roll.
Well done.
What about you, Lil Robbie?
What about me?
You got anybody you want to shout out?
Well, we've had a lot of overwhelming help and support through this whole path from people helping us collaborate, write, resources. It's been a wild ride to get to this point. So I'm definitely grateful for all that. Definitely, again, Bayless did a whole lot for us. Cody Ash has been helping us a whole lot.
Man, you're looking good in your skinny jeans.
Thanks, man.
Shout out, Cody Ash.
Thanks. You like my Siler hoodie
Dude, that's
thing
nice.
here?
Is it Siler or Sylar?
Sylar. I think it's
I think it's
Sylar.
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 He hates that. I love saying it. But and also pick up the new Sylar album, For Real Seasons. It is the tits. It's really good.
And Cody, if you're listening, which I'm sure you are, go ahead and get on this podcast. We'll talk all about it.
Do it.
He'll do it.
But yeah, and guys, don't worry. I'll have all the links to all the deets in the description in the show notes. So you will not want to. I don't know. You're gonna not want to sleep on Versus. And guys, definitely come out Saturday. And check out the show Saturday. That's November 10th. Yeah,
November 10th.
And again, it's going to be $10 if you get that advance ticket. $12 day of show. But don't be an idiot and get that $15 VIP pass. And you're going to not only see Versus, you're going to see Foxbat, you're going to see Arctica, Summer Youth, A Rumor of War, and Soft Spoken. And make sure you check out the video for Landslide. Check out the video for Nerve, which we just listened to earlier. Man, you guys got so much stuff going on.
Busy.
Yeah, keeping busy, bro. And if you like what you heard today, which something tells me you did, if you haven't already, like, share, and subscribe to Sean vs. Wild. It's on iTunes, it's on Spotify, it's on Stitcher, it's on wherever you get, fucking podcasts. It's 2018, man. It's on the internet, so it's pretty much everywhere.
Google it.
Yeah, just Google it, man.
knows.
Don't worry, I'll have that in the description too. But yeah, Lil Trey, Lil Robbie, and Lil Sean, we're about to go
Get
go
some
to Kart.
face. Get some face tats first.
Get some face tats,
Kart Country.
and then go to Kart Country right
Eat more
after
Laffy
that,
Taffy.
and then get a boat cut sub from Subway.
Legit.
Sounds like a date.
We're gonna have it. We're gonna make it happen.
A dude date.
A dude date.
Sounds awesome.
A long overdue date. But yes,
I see what you did there.
and we'll see you all on Saturday night at the Tiger Room, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. This has been the Sean vs. Wild podcast.
Thank you for listening, DNF.